Skill-based matchmaking is a terrible idea, and it's even worse for bad players. It affects the bad players the worst. I was in the shower thinking about skill-based matchmaking for some reason, and that's where most of my great ideas come from, is either in the shower or taking a dump. I don't know why, that's just what it is. I think that's what a lot of fucking people, especially men, women don't do this, but men always come up with a great idea while you're taking a shit. So, that's where the fucking cavemen came up with the fire. That's where fucking Ford came up with a fucking car. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. You know what I mean? But that's where I came up with this commentary. I was thinking about skill-based matchmaking, and it's terrible for bad players, and I'll explain why. First of all, you should always, especially in a multiplayer game, look at this guy sitting back in camping. What are you doing? In a multiplayer game, you should always prioritize connection over anything else. But, nowadays they're trying to put, make it more competitive for scrub players or give them more of a chance. I don't know why they do that, because it doesn't help them at all, and I'll explain why in a minute. But nowadays, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, even on Battlefield 1, they can't skill base you while you join the lobby, but as soon as the teams, a next round starts or the team swaps, they'll switch teams, and they'll mix up all the good players with some of the bad players and make the teams as even as possible. But the problem with that is people can just switch teams on Battlefield 1. You don't have to, you can switch to the other team, so it doesn't really matter. So most of the time, I switch teams. So because I don't want to be on a team with I want to be on the team with at least mediocre players that know what they're doing, at least in go cap. At least go cap. You know what I mean? So back to skill-based matchmaking as a whole being bad for bad players. Let's look at it. Back when I first started gaming, way back in the day, multiplayer-wise, I've been gaming for my whole life, but I remember playing SOCOM. Combined Assault. I don't know which one that was. I know I remember playing it on the PlayStation and 2. You know what I'm saying? I played it on the PlayStation 2, and I was playing online. I would get destroyed online. I would get one kill every so often, because that game was there was team deathmatch and shit like that, but it was mostly the game was like search and destroy. Once you died, that was it. You had to wait till next round. So I had to learn to get good. I had to really learn to get good and play with all the good players, scrub players. It didn't matter. You had to learn how to get good. Nowadays, they'll put you in a lobby where everybody sucks if you suck, where everybody's good if you're good. And the problem with that is, if you never get smacked up on in a lobby where a bunch of good players you run into are in, then you're never going to get good, because you have to get beasted before you get good. And if you're getting basically protected and put in these lobbies where everybody sucks, you'll never run into a good player or a group of good players, then you can't really test your skill against other players. And the same thing goes for if you're, a good player and you're always getting in scrub lobbies. Back in the day, even on Black Ops 1, recently, most of the time these players are just not my caliber, but sometimes you'll get into lobbies where there's one or two guys that are good, and then you have to really test your skills. You have to work for that Blackbird. You gotta really be smart. You can't just run around and go 46-1, And hell, that's even a broader problem for society. A lot of these kids nowadays are getting participation trophies, and they're fucking told that they're good, and then all of a sudden they get smacked up and they're confused about life. They're like, Mama said I was good. I used to get participation trophies. Now, by the way, I kept pressing that select button, share button, because I just got done playing Black Ops 1, and that's how you check the score with a PlayStation 4 controller, because that's what I was playing on Black Ops 1. That's why I kept doing it. But anyways, they're getting all these participation trophies, and now all of a sudden, you get in these lobbies, or, even in life in general, now all of a sudden you're getting destroyed, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? They're not prepared. They're not prepared for real life. So, when it comes back to gaming, you cannot do this skill-based matchmaking anymore. It's got to stop. It really has got to stop. They have good intentions behind it. Liberals always have good intentions, but their execution is poor. Fucking idiots. So, their intentions are, man, we want to make this competitive so everybody can have a good time, and they're not just getting shitted on by good players all the time. Well, it affects them in the long run, because now they're playing against scrubs all the time, and they're in the scrub lobbies, so they never get good at the game. And then if you never get good at the game, you never realize your true caliber. And that's true with a lot of things in real life. So it's just a bad idea. So they got to really stop. And then also, when they try to skill-based matchmake, you'll end up in a lobby with people with shitty connections. That's another terrible thing. And it was the worst. The skill-based matchmaking, I've never seen it as worse as it was in Advanced Warfare. The game, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, already sucked. It already sucked. But when you combined it with skill-based matchmaking on top of it, and the shitty connection that comes with skill-based matchmaking, nobody played that game. It absolutely blew. It almost killed. It pretty much killed Call. That was the death note in Call of Duty. It was Ghost, it was pretty bad, but then Advanced Warfare was like, oh my god. So that being said, the point I'm trying to make here is stop with the participation trophies. Stop with the skill-based matchmaking. Put everybody in the lobby with everybody. Stop it. Just cut it out. You're messing up. First of all, you're messing up the online experience, and you're making people not achieve their full skill because they're not playing. When you play against better players, you have no choice but to get good. You have to get better. When I played Call of Duty 4, the original version, I was terrible at Call of Duty. Way back in the day. Way back in the day. I was terrible. Terrible. But eventually, I got good because I had no other choice but to get good. And the Valrico you see today is what you get when you have to play against good players over and over and over again. There's no choice. You cannot hide from them. You're going to end up running into them. Matter of fact, back in the day, you would barely get into scrub lobbies because everybody would play with everybody, and there was more good players than sorry players back in the day, and even more so today. So cut it out with the skill-based matchmaking. Cut it out with the participation trophies. And match people up based on how good their connection is. And with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, gab.ai/Valrico, youtube.com/Valrico, and I'm out of this bitch. Peace.